Welcome to a new video, guys. Today we have a USA Starforce late 1980s electric guitar. These are one of the brands that pretty much got forgotten about, and I just so happen to have this guitar, and I've had it for about over 2 years now. And it's a beautiful guitar. It has an ebony fretboard, has these Saturn inlays, as you can see on the fretboard. And I did do a couple upgrades to it, just since the bridge used to be different. There used to be different pickups in here at the time. The first owner had different DiMarzio pickups in there. I did not really like the tone of those, so I switched them out. I have an EMG 81 and I have an EMG 85 in the neck. And in the middle, it's just a pickup cover, because I don't really like a pickup in the middle, just because when you pick, it gives me a lot more room on the sides. And you can see the beautiful yellow aged binding on here as well. Let me give you a better look at the headstock. I upgraded the nut as well. I used a tusk nut, and it fit right in there. The string spacing was perfect to fit the Floyd Rose Special. And as you can see the pattern here, I did try to do everything all chrome. So the body's in great condition. There are a couple scratches here and there, but nothing too crazy considering it's over 25 years old or so. And here's the wiring configuration. We have a neck on off, middle on off, and the bridge on off as well. There used to be a different type of switch down here. It used to be on, and it used to be off, and then there used to be a middle one as well. So it was like a three-way, but I just took that out and I just put in the on off on all of them. We got one volume, a tone as usual. Here's the front. The frets could use a refret, but it's still playable, nothing too serious. And as we go around the back, I could first take off the Floyd Rose bar, put it aside. Let me show you guys the back. And it is beautiful since it's a neck through. And the first owner did have a repair that he did. I'm not sure what really happened, but it's still playable. It's pretty smooth. The crackle finish is very beautiful. I upgraded the block as well to a FU tone brass block. And everything else there is original. Did not come with the back plate, which is totally fine. The jack is at the normal position at the bottom. It's a great guitar. It's beautiful. And the crackle is really nice as well. They did a great job on it. And the binding did break off. The original owner used Bondo or something on there, and I painted over it. But over time, as you can see, it's starting to wear away. But that's not really an issue, because when I play, I don't even feel anything. So it's not an issue for me at all. But it's a beautiful guitar. I have it in E-flat tuning. The ebony board is in great condition as well. There's no cracks or there's no imperfections in there. It's very nice. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to pretty much show just a little tone demo. I'm also going to switch out the pickups. I've always had the 81 in the bridge, so this time I'm just going to swap them around, and I'm going to put the 85 in the bridge and the 81 on the neck, just to see what other tones I can get. And I'll also just do a little overall cleaning. I might change the strings out as well. I've had these on for a long time, but it's my #1 player guitar. It's one of my favorites ever. Just so versatile on the tone and on the playing as well. And I've seen other people have Starforce guitars, but they're just not as popular. They're not as common. I guess you can call them like rare, quote unquote. Even if I do see them, they're not a neck through. Most of them have a 4-screw neck, like a bolt-on. So it was a bummer I could not find any other guitars that are similar to mine. But hopefully with this video, maybe someone out there might have something a little similar. But it's overall, it reminds me of an ESP. If I could show you on the screen, ESP brand also has a couple of these crackle type guitars with the ebony fretboard. I love rosewood, but ebony just beats that completely. To be honest, it's my favorite ever. So stay tuned here. I'm going to go over, change the strings out, and while the strings are off, I'll just swap the pickups around. These are quick connect, so I don't have to rewire anything over here. All I gotta do is just unplug them and plug them in over here. Nothing too serious. So yeah, I'm gonna go play a couple clean tones, metal tones. We'll go over everything later on. So let's get to the string change right now. Alright, so right now we're on the bench. First thing I'm going to do is obviously take off the strings. I already loosened the locking nut, so all I got to do is unwind the tuning machines until these come loose. But first, what you want to do, if you have a Floyd Rose bridge, if you do not put any blocks or anything in here or something to block the tremolo, when you take the strings off, all that is just going to bend back, and that could potentially ruin your finish. So what you want to do is you want to use something like this, for example, just stuff it in there and then loosen up your strings. So first I'm going to go get something to block this off with. I might just use this on its own, but I'm also going to, like I said, I'm going to swap off the pickups. Put this one, just a easy swap, they're quick connect. So with this here, all I got to do is just stuff it right in there as far as it'll go. So whenever it does bend back, it won't eat into the finish. So that'll be good enough for now. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so I got all the strings off. I cleaned up the pickups. They were pretty grimy just from the hand sweat and just normal pick wear that's all in there. But right now, Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to take off these little pickup covers. I know I only have 2 screws holding them down. I couldn't find 4 more to put on each one, but it'll do for now, I guess. So let's just open these up. Alright, so we got one off. Let's just check underneath. As you can tell, all I gotta do is just unplug it. And here we have, it's a little dusty. EMG 81, made in USA. June 18th, 2020. So these are pretty new. The pickup is pretty thick. The cover, just a normal. What I'm gonna do is just take the other one off and just replace it. I don't have to take off the pickup cover, the springs. These springs could sometimes be pretty tricky to put them on, but in this case, you know, it's just an easy swap. Alright, got another one out. Let's pop this off carefully without scratching anything. What do we got here? EMG, same thing. This one says a little different. EMG 85, made in USA. Was it March 21st, 2020? So these are, yes, they're pretty much the same year. Pretty cool. So 85, put that in the bridge. Since we're still rolling here, let me just make sure the arrow is pointing correctly into the prongs. Just fit them right in. Place it down. Same concept. Make sure the little pin, there's an arrow right where my fingernail is. That's the way they should be going in. So let me just align that. Make sure it's all the way in. Yep. Pop them in. And that's it. Pretty easy. I'm going to put them back on, and then we're going to go downstairs to the amp. Play a couple clean tones. I should have done it before and after for the tone. But since the intonation was pretty off on this, as you could tell, I'm just going to might as well just do a fresh setup on it. But yeah, let's put them all back on, and we're pretty much done with this. Put the strings on and we're good. Alright, so all the strings are off. I got the 9.5 gauge strings laid out. I'm going to go in order here, starting from the low E all the way up to the high. I didn't use any oil on the fretboard this time since it looks pretty hydrated. So I'm not trying to overhydrate it, or else you'll get all that residue on your hands. So I'm just going to stick with how it is. It looks pretty good to me. Looks good on the camera as well. Those are switched out, the pickups. So right now I'm going to start unwinding these. And yeah, I'm going to start going in order. My phone, or my camera battery is going to die soon, so you might not see me restring these, but in a couple seconds here, we're going to go back to the amp. We'll play a couple tones. So let me put these on right now. Alright, so we got the Starforce up here. Got the new strings on there, got everything all cleaned up. I'm running the EVH 5150 with noise gate and a little bit of reverb up there. I'll play through the different pickups. As I said before, there are 3 ways. There's neck, middle, and bridge. I don't have anything in the middle just because I like to keep it nice and low. but we're going to start off at the neck. You can pretty much combine them. You can do neck and bridge at the same time. So I'm just going to start off with the neck for now, and then we'll just play along, and I'll let you know when I switch through all the pickups. And I'll also go into distortion later on. So yeah, let's just start out with the neck. Alright, that's the neck. We're going to go down, turn it off. I don't have the in the middle, I don't have any. So I'm just going to go to the bridge. So yeah, that's the bridge, that's all the pickups individually, and let's combine them. Yep, so that's both pickups combined right there. In my opinion, I like both combined. It just adds a nice depth and clarity at the same time, because the neck pickup can be very, very, how do you say it, very dense and very bassy. But with the bridge, That's the bridge. Here's the neck. And here's the neck, or the bridge again. The neck. You know, there's a huge difference, but when you combine them both, it just adds a perfect combination. So, right now we're going to do the same thing with distortion. I'm going to run through the exact same process. So let me go switch that out for you. Alright, so actually what I did is I just turned on the blue channel on the amp, because I know if you go straight to the red, it can be a little bit, it could have a lot of gain. So right now I just want to test it out with the blue channel, which I have the gain all the way up and the volume a little high as well. So we're just going to play along with this, go through the pickups. I want to start off at the neck and then work my way down. Alright, so got it set up. Here's the bridge for the blue channel. Alright, that's the bridge. You can tell it's very, very beefy at the neck. I keep saying bridge, I meant to say that was the neck. So very beefy, very bassy. But once you move down to the bridge, it's very clear. And I really like the blue channel personally. A lot of people just go straight to the red. But in my opinion, if you set up the dials on your tone, on your pedals perfectly, it's a great sound. So right now I'm going to add the neck, so I have both pickups on right now. Alright, that's what they both sound like on the blue channel. Now this time I'm going to move up to the red, do the exact same thing. Alright, switched over to the red channel. I'm going to start with the neck. Alright, here we go. Not too bad. Yet again, it still has that bass. But once we move on to the bridge right now, you're gonna see you'll see a huge difference in the bridge. Alright, that concludes the sound test. One of my favorite all-time player guitars. Freaking love this thing. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. If you guys have a similar Air Force guitar out there, please feel free to leave a comment, because I've been trying to find somebody with this similar type of neck through body, you know, this type of pickup setup. Not the exact pickups, but just a configuration, humbucker, single humbucker. So if you guys out there have anything similar like this, please leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, share with anybody that might have one or might have an interest in this. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.